UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli. This is our weekly UFO update. Our lead story today, Pentagon officials suggest that the alien mothership may visit our solar system. Ooh, what are we to do? I'll get into that and so much more. But first, a word from our trusted sponsor. We are at war and we are in a recession. Two things the government doesn't want you to know, but it's only a matter of time until cracks start to show. And do you know who will get hit the most? Most likely you and me. That's why you need to protect yourself and your family, because things will only get worse. Fortunately, Noble Gold Investments is here to help you. You've worked too hard to build up your savings and investments to see it all crushed to bits. And the financial fallout from the wars, the trade tariffs, and the sanctions that are bound to happen. Gold and silver from Noble Gold Investments are real possessions in times like these. Knowing that you're outside the system when it all goes wrong is a great feeling. And a surefire way to keep your money safe for your retirement is a precious metals IRA. Noble Gold Investments has been helping people like you and me to keep their money safe for years with these. And this month, they're giving away a beautiful gold eagle bullion coin with every qualifying IRA or $50,000 or higher. Folks, make sure you don't get trampled. I know we've invested in Noble Gold, and gold is on the rise. Even though it went down a little bit, it's going back up. Folks, visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. So here it is. John Adam will put the JPEG up. This came out of the Gateway Pundit, and I want to thank Robin and other people who have sent them this link to me, other links. This is big news, so we'll get into it. Pentagon officials suggested in a draft paper that alien visitors to our solar system might be sending out smaller probes to Earth, similar to NASA's mission studying other worlds. Okay, that's legit. On March 7th, the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, ARROW, they always have these incredible names, Director Sean Kirkpatrick and Harvard's Astronomy Department Chair Abraham Loeb published a draft report of their joint study into the physical limits of unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAPs. An artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases many small probes during its close passages to Earth. Okay, we get all that. So from there, I need to go into what people are saying. This report also said that before Oumuamua, that's, and I'm probably butchering that, Oumuamua, that's it, Oumuamua, that's the meteor-sized interstellar. It's this whole cigar-shaped thing. John Adams, see if you can find that and just put it up there so people can see what it's talking about. So the bottom line for me is this, that this is old news, and they're running, well, it's a Oumuamua coming again. The mothership might be here. What are we going to do with that? And of course, when you go back up to the very top, All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, ARROW. So under Luis Elizondo, it was ATIP, basically to discern the threat, Advanced Aeronautical Threat Identification Program. So they're still kind of doing the same thing here, talking about the mothership. Let me just set the record straight. I interviewed Ricky Sorrell, and by the way, just a quick announcement here. Ricky Sorrell the interview I did with him was featured in a book which is no longer in print called The Alien Interviews. When I was at the Prophecy Watchers Conference a couple of weekends ago, I realized that, wow, there's so much information in this book and also further evidence. Both books are out of print, not for long. Both books are at our editors right now, Sonda, and Sonda Allison is looking at these, and unfortunately we don't have the PDFs of the alien interviews. We'll probably change the title. But some of the interviews in there are absolutely incredible. One of them with Ricky Sorrell, and I'll get to that in just a second. We will be republishing that along with a series of articles I wrote for our news magazine from the last 10 years. Hats off to Mark Kahn there, because those articles show the progression of disclosure. So here we are, March 15th, and Ricky Sorrell. So Ricky Sorrell was deer hunting. This is years ago, right? And I'm not sure of the year, but 2012, 2013, right around in that window of time. And he's out deer hunting on New Year's Eve day or New Year's Day. And he looks up and there's this huge craft directly over him. And he looks to the left and he looks to the right. He cannot see the edges of the craft. It's a mile-wide craft. And at one point he thinks about shooting the craft and he doesn't do it. The craft slowly, let me use this as a prop, the craft slowly tilts and then slowly goes away and out of sight. Sorrell is completely stunned. Maybe a minute or two later, two F-15s go screaming by in the same direction. That's case number one. Case number two, there's an Alaskan Airlines pilot who's flying from either Anchorage to Washington State, somewhere that route. And as he's flying, he sees in the distance a mile-wide craft. He radios it in. Still not done yet. So over the English Channel, there's a pilot who is flying from France into England. So he's over the English Channel. Not one, but two mile-wide craft appear right off his wing. I mean, not that close, but he's like completely blown away. He goes on the record talking about that. All those incidences are mentioned in those books. So here we are in 2023, and they're talking about, once again, they're bringing this up, Oumuamua, which is sort of old news. It's all about the threat. It's all about the threat. And that's what, there is a threat, but it's not the way the powers that be are painting it. The threat is the coming great deception. That's the threat. That's why we have 5 films. The latest one, our Crop Circle film. You want to get this, folks. It'll be up on streaming fairly soon. Maybe by Friday we'll make the announcement and get it up on our streaming site. You guys need to watch this film. You need to watch all 5 of them. We'll be off to an undisclosed location, Gil Zimmerman and myself. Next week, we will be filming there. We'll have another film. It'll be part 6. I'm not going to tell you what it's on yet, but I think you'll find it extremely interesting. So we're on the trail, folks. We are definitely trying to crank out as many of these as we can to warn the folks of what is coming. Because when they really show up, when a mile-wide craft shows up over some city somewhere on this planet, everything changes. Life as you and I know it changes. And it happens like that. And that's what, unfortunately, most people will not gravitate towards. I had an interesting call yesterday from a pastor, Pastor Stevie, out in Pennsylvania. And Pastor Stevie told me that his sister, very well educated, she's in the medical profession, but she doesn't believe in UFOs. She just thinks the whole thing is nonsense. So she lives in a farm, like a 40-acre farm or whatever, and she's out in the woods, out in the boonies, and she gets in her car one morning, and there in one of the fields are these huge orbs, like I think 2 or 3 of them, huge orbs, and they're flying around, and she's just like taken aback by this. She's not hysterical, but she's like, I don't believe in any of this stuff. Why am I seeing this? What's going on? And as I told Pastor Stevie yesterday, when a person sees one, when you actually see one, everything changes, your paradigm changes, because now you've got to deal with it. Now you've got to put it into some sort of grid system, your belief system. How does this work? And most people are not ready to do that. Most people have no idea how to embrace what they're looking at. Some people just reject things out of hand. I really didn't see that. That didn't happen to me. Other people will begin a quest and look, they'll go online, and a lot of time they'll get to the New Age bent of this whole thing, the New Age interpretation. Oh, these are our space brothers. Listen to Al Matthews talk about in our abduction film, which is number 4. These are not space brothers from some planet. They are and have a very nefarious agenda. This is the coming great deception. That's why we've created the films. Go to lamarzulli.net if you want to stream them. Go to streaming.lamarzulli.net. One more shameless plug before I leave you. He is risen. Resurrection Sunday is coming. This is the best rendition of it. We spent a lot of time to get this to the folks. It was recorded in 2003, so it's 20 years ago. It was done at the Malibu Vineyard. It is the best production of it. I created it, composed all the music, orchestrated it, and conducted it. It's a full-blown orchestra with choral elements, and some of the soloist folks are absolutely incredible. Bill McGee, who acts as Peter and sings two of the songs, absolutely incredible, very dramatic. Janine Metz, Man of Sorrows. John Adam will show you that trailer. You can get a taste for what's going on. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow is Questions with LA, and I will be back with your questions. If you've got questions, don't be shy. Shoot us an email, questions@lamarzulli.net. That's questions@lamarzulli.net, and we will get to them, I should say, at some point. I try to do about 10 to 15 questions a week. I'm not even keeping up with what we've got in the inbox, but I promise you this, I will get to your question. Thanks so much for watching. UFOs are real, burgeoning, not going away. Stay prayed up. Understand that this is the coming great deception, because God sends them strong delusion because they did not believe the truth. What is the truth? It's right here, right here. That Jesus spoke everything into existence, and without him was not anything not made that was made. That's how it works. Thanks so much for watching. Be back tomorrow.